everybody. So I'm Thomas, and this is the first minute of the first video, so it's very awkward, and I'm holding the phone, like my iPhone, with my arm, which is again super awkward because I cannot see what I'm filming, and I don't want the phone to fall to the ground because it's very expensive. So maybe later today I'm gonna go to the market and find like a way to attach the iPhone to this. I think housekeeping is here. Okay, yeah, so that was housekeeping. Like it's a team of 7 people, I believe, and they are amazing. Like they clean everything, they change the sheets, they leave you new towels, and yeah, it's really nice to have daily cleaning, and it's included in the price. Let's take a minute to really appreciate that it's December and I'm wearing a t-shirt, I'm wearing shirts, it's really hot outside, and I really hate winter, so I'm really grateful for this. This is the apartment. It's very modern. If you wanna laugh, like take a look at my fridge. I've been here, I think 25 days, but yeah, I always eat out. Anyways, the apartment is $1,200 a month, which is like ridiculously expensive for Cambodia, but it has a really nice view, and I just got here and I wanted something really nice. I'm on the 31st floor, but this place actually has more floors. So let's go to the top floor. Like this elevator is so quick that your ears pop, like if you were in an airplane. And yeah, the view here is amazing. Like I'm gonna try not to let the iPhone fall, but at the same time give you a great view of Phnom Penh, Cambodia, from the 45th floor of the Berit residence. Oh, by the way, you see, that one, it's the king's house, which means that I live above the king. So this is my means of transportation, how I travel. Not this one, but that one. I affectionately call it the death machine. I usually wear this high visibility vest, and I've never ever seen anybody use one for like any kind of purpose, in any kind of job, in any kind of situation here in Cambodia. So I'm probably the only person who owns one in the entire country, so it probably really stand out in traffic. And we are headed to the market to find the thingy to attach the phone to the other thingy, which would be this thingy, which has nothing to do with porn, or it's not like a sex object like everybody like, always like asks me. It's just like a tripod and a way to wrap your camera around other stuff. It's not meant to be inserted in any part of your body. Maybe it works for that purpose as well, but I can't really comment on that. Yeah, like traffic here is really bad, like it's really dangerous. I've driven in Thailand, I've driven in Laos, I've driven in a lot of places, but like nothing is quite as dangerous as here. Yeah, and now we kinda have to go the wrong way, but there is really no way around this. So I think we have arrived at the store. I'm sure you have questions, like for example, why are you going to a store? The answer is there is no Amazon in Cambodia. The second question may be, why are you using your phone instead of your camera? And the answer is that I ran like dozens of tests, and in every single one the iPhone outperformed the camera significantly. So yeah. Okay, this is interesting. Maybe you have to slide the door. Oh yes. Hello. So they didn't have it, but it's not really that important. I can like they suggested another store to go to, but I can go tomorrow. Now the sun is setting, so I'm gonna go to my office, show you around my office, then explain a little bit like who I am, what I do, why I'm here. The bike is a rental. It's 1 month, the same as the apartment. And one time I went outside of Phnom Penh. I wanted to go somewhere nice, so I went to Kampot. And like immediately the next day, they texted me, "Hi, do you drive motor outside of Phnom Penh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm coming back. I apologize. I will remain in Phnom Penh area in the future. I will penalty that you break our rule to go to Kampot. You accepted to use in Phnom Penh city only." No. And I'm like, "How much is the penalty?" And they say penalty fee $3, and I'm like, "That's okay. I will pay $3 extra and not go out of Phnom Penh again. Is that okay with you?" But penalty is not the point. The point is must use in Phnom Penh. And I'm like, "I understand that now, but I guess I misinterpreted it. Okay, anyway, please." And I'm like, now I know, and I will not do it again. Sounds fair? And they never replied to me. Like, I felt so bad. But yeah, I mean, that's Cambodia for you. This is my office, but it's dark. And the iPhone doesn't really do too well when the environment is kind of dark like now. So I had an idea. Since this is meant to be like an introductory video, why not step into the time machine so I can tell you everything about my life? So let's do it. Back when I was a child, I used to be blonde and cute. Today I'm only cute. In the interest of time, I will not go over my entire history, but I do want to mention that I went to medical school because it's very important to me, and I'm not sure why I'm eating in every single picture I could find, but I know it's weird. Jumping forward to 2019, all I've done is travel. I lost count of how many countries I've visited. I definitely lost count of how many planes I've taken. And I'm like George Clooney in the movie Up in the Air, in that everything that I own must fit inside my backpack in my bags because I don't have a home. But yeah, I got to see a lot of crazy shit, like this lizard in Bangkok. But 2019 was coming to an end. This was right before New Year's Eve. We were at the Rage Room with a lovely girl from Las Vegas, and it was lots of fun. But you know, all good things must come to an end, and goodbye 2019. Yay! 2020! Yay! Who knows what 2020 has in store for me? Yeah, the first sign of trouble began when I started testing how waterproof the iPhone really is, because that sounds like a really smart thing to do with $1,000 phone. So this was in January in Thailand. I went to this water park and I went into the pool with it. But that was not enough. So I decided to run through the splash zone with it because, you know, it's waterproof. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, do you think it broke or not? Spoiler alert, it did. So I decided to fly to Los Angeles. I already wanted to go there anyways, buy a new phone there. This is a real power travel tip right there. So I arrived in Los Angeles, I got my new phone, and my plan was actually to stay there long term, like a few months. But I was spending like a ridiculous amount of money. I didn't have my own place. I think I was spending like $100 a night in a hostel. So I decided to go back to Cambodia. Also, like that was February. So I mean, it was really cold in LA. People were like, "Oh, it's such a beautiful day," and I'm like, 60 degrees. Because you have to understand, like in the last 2 years, I've never been for any meaningful amount of time in any country where the average temperature was below like 80 or 90 degrees. So like 60 degrees is really cold for me. Ooh. Ooh. Hey guys, so we are back in the present. It was taking like forever to find the clips and like put them in the program and then do the voiceover and like try to match the two so that they would be the same length. And I was going crazy, and it's 1 a.m. I'm not gonna sleep tonight actually. I will tell you something. I'm a big proponent of the universal basic income, which means that every citizen, regardless of whether they have a job, they do not, like, it doesn't really matter, like everybody, every single human being gets a certain amount of money a month to cover for like the basic necessities, and so that people don't have to work. Because like if you think about it, as time went by and like as we got more and more technologically advanced as a society, like we have automated so many things, we have automated so many jobs, but we are still working 40 hours a week. This is not sustainable. Hence why I'm like a really big fan of the basic universal income. And for myself personally, what I managed to do through hard work and luck essentially is to create my own private universal basic income, meaning that I have some investments and I get money from those investments, and it's like, so I get like money every month doing nothing. Which begs the question, why do I have an office? It's because like what I really want to do in life is to do something meaningful, and I like maybe some people like to be like in a permanent vacation. I don't like. I like to work. So like ever since I quit my job a few months ago, I feel really bored. And what I want to do, like my dream, is to go to the United States and found a company there. And I've done the online class, how to start a startup. It's like amazing. It's like, I will leave the link in the description. But now I finished it, and companies are kind of like girlfriends, in that like you shouldn't look for one you shouldn't actively look for one, because if you do, you will not find one, or worse yet, you will find the one that is not for you. So like you should just live your life, and you will find like an idea for the company and the girlfriend. So far I have found neither, but maybe the latter is because like with my lifestyle, having a girlfriend is kind of impossible. I will really have fun editing the videos and posting them. The problem, like I've been trying to make a YouTube channel for like a year, The problem is that I'm kind of like a perfectionist. So like I have like these like grandiose ideas of making like videos where I go to 5 different countries. I go to Rome, to the Colosseum, to other stuff in Rome, and then I go to Paris and see the Torre Eiffel, see like this strange sphere thingy, and then go to London, go to the bridge, fly the drone under the bridge, fly the drone under other bridges, and like then like edit everything together and do this like super huge successful video that will get 1 million views in one day. And then in like if you try to do this, like you will find yourself with like 100 hours of footage and no idea of like some sort of vague cohesive message that you want to send, and you're like, oh shit. So like for this video, I'm trying a completely different technique. I still want it to be good. I want it to be really good, but I'm giving myself a 24 hours time limit. Meaning that within 24 hours of when I started, or when like I made my first shoot, like the video must be uploaded on YouTube. And right now, let me check. There are only 13 hours left. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna sleep because I still have a long way to go from the video. But this is what makes me happy. Back to my story. I flew back to Cambodia from LA in February, and my plan was originally to like wait a couple of months so it would be warmer and gather my thoughts and create a better like action plan to go to the United States and then go to San Francisco. However, COVID struck and all planes got cancelled. I was very, very lucky in the sense that again, I was in Cambodia in March, and Cambodia never had any COVID cases, so my life was completely normal. Like, I never experienced any sort of lockdown or anything. I never wore a mask, I didn't even own one. And at the beginning, everything was rosy, like less tourists, less crowded, lower prices. But then as the time went by, everybody started leaving and everybody went back home. And like I said, I don't have a home, so I have nowhere to go to, and especially like I really didn't want to go. Why would somebody leave like a country that has no cases to go to a country that has millions of cases? But that's what everybody else did. And at a certain point I was the only guest at the hostel I was in. So I decided, that was in Siem Reap, another place here in Cambodia, so I decided to go to Phnom Penh. And then like this summer, the cases looked good in Europe, and I was kind of bored of being here, so I flew to Europe, and I spent the summer there, and it was like an amazing summer. I met so many people, did so many things, traveled to so many countries, but then the temperature started going down. COVID cases started going up, and I'm like, maybe it's best if I go back to Cambodia at this point. And it was very, very complicated because like I'm not even supposed to be here because they do not accept tourists. So like I had to get a special visa, and then I had to do like a COVID test before, then one here, then another one, and another one. But I'm done now, and again, there are no COVID cases here, or rather, there were not until 2 days ago. So, yeah, it looks like I may be leaving, but I don't know. Hey guys, good morning. It's It's 9:30. I slept from like 5:30 a.m. to 9:30, so 4 hours could be better, could be worse. This is part of my breakfast. More is coming. I think the coffee will help tremendously. But yeah, like this is today's paper. Local transmission cases hit 17. Prime Minister Hun Sen reiterated that this is the first time there has been an outbreak in the community and that the source had not yet been determined, which is not really reassuring. This is the rest of my breakfast. I'm doing really good on time. I still have 5 hours to post a video, and again, it's basically done, so I can relax a little bit. This is my default watch face. I really like it because it gives me, at a glance, like information about the time zone of every country. I'm actually really happy with how the video turned out, considering that like the total amount of work was only roughly 20 hours. There are things that I would have liked to have done, but I didn't have time. Like for example, the audio transitions. I kind of had to improvise. One thing that is absolutely clear from like this entire experience is that like there is no way I can use like my phone long term. It's just not meant to be. Like I really need to, like any problem you can imagine, like from my grandma calling me and ruining a time lapse to like running out of space, running out of battery, and like you have no idea how many times I was out of frame and I had to reshoot the video because I'm kind of shooting blind. Because the display that shows like what is being shot is like facing the opposite way, facing the same way as me, so like I cannot see it because I'm staring at the back of the iPhone. A camera is gonna be around $3,000. I could buy the camera, but like what I'm worried about is that I will do like 3 YouTube videos and then like be all excited at first and then like never post a video again, and it will be like $1,000 per videos, which is a bit expensive. So like I will see. This is the end of the video. I put like a couple of minutes of drone footage with some music. It's all footage that I never posted anywhere. It has never seen the light of day until now. It's all from Europe.